안녕하세요. You're listening to 4 from On One podcast.
Welcome back to 4 from On One podcast. Travel guide number 4. We've done Osaka. We've done New York. We've done Darwin special. And this time we're going to do Europe. Where should we go in Europe? Let's go to Berlin.
Guten Tag.
Boys, you been to Berlin?
No, never. It's on my bucket list, though. Definitely on the wish
Okay.
list.
I really want to go there.
Nice.
In my dream,
So these-
I've been there too.
These two boys are going to talk like many other people that want to go there. They've been doing some research, what they want to see, what they want to do. I was very lucky enough to get to live there for 7 months in 2009. I was an au pair, so I got to live there for 7 months. And it was very interesting times being an au pair. I didn't know what an au pair was. And I got to live in Berlin, and I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed the Berlin side, not the au pair side. But yeah, so we'll go through it. I got some facts about Berlin, boys. What do you think the population of Berlin would be?
Population.
17 mil.
17 million.
17
Only
mil?
16 mil. 6 mil. 6 million.
6 mil. Yeah, I think
16.
so.
Off by one. Okay. All right. 6 mil.
Berlin.
Not
But
bad.
this one was interesting. I don't know how true it is. Berlin is 9 times larger than Paris.
9 times larger. All right.
That's pretty large.
Paris must be small.
Because Paris
And
is
I think
huge. It's like,
All
has
three of
like
us,
the
it goes with our
rings.
channel.
Mm-hmm.
Berlin is home to the longest beer garden.
That's nice.
Yeah, that'd be cool. And I'm going to talk about a lot
Beer's
of that
good.
later in the travel guide. There are 3 airports in Berlin, so you got to be careful when you're flying into Berlin which airport you're going to go. Maybe the main one, Brandenburg or Schönefeld. But there are 3 airports in Berlin, so just do your research first when you're arriving, which airport you're going to arrive at, and then how you're going to get to your hotel from there. Berlin to Munich. Munich's probably the second famous city in Germany. It takes 5.5 hours by train to get there, or you can fly. Popular, I think Germany's surrounded by 6-7 countries. One of them is Czech Republic, Prague, which is very common for people to go to. It takes about 5 hours by train to get to Prague. And what else? What do you guys know about Berlin? Anything you guys, facts or interests about Berlin?
Other than the wall coming down, I don't know much else.
Yeah, Berlin Wall.
Yeah.
What about you, Hoxton? Anything you know about Berlin?
Well, there was kind of really popular EDM song. It actually quotes the speech of JFK's. Do you guys know about it?
Is it the 99 Ballons?
Well,
Oh, I listened to that song today. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, it was in 1963 from my research, and then he was saying "Ich bin ein Berliner."
That's right.
Yeah.
And then
That's right.
He was.
Yeah, go.
Yeah, he was trying to emphasize that the this new free world will be opened up by Germany, and then like they're like Eastern and Western Germany should be united or something. I think he was referring to that. And there was
obviously Berlin has got a lot of history with it, and positive and negative, but we're going to talk about the positive because I would be honest, the Germans are very nice people once they're there. Unlike what you experience in Korea, majority of them accept what happened in the past and it happened, and they want to make sure it never happens again. And you'll see, we'll talk about museums coming up, what you can see. So it happened. But most of the Germans, they acknowledge it happened, but they're trying to make sure Germany is a good country going forward. So that's what I experienced, and that's what the Germans I've met. I don't know if you guys met many Germans, but they're pretty friendly people, yeah?
Oh, I have. In Thailand, after all my travels, I love the German people. They're great.
They're good travelers, They're everywhere,
wonderful.
Germans.
Yeah, they're everywhere, yeah.
Yeah. Sprechen Sie Deutsch? I'm like, nein. That's all
So,
that's all I
yeah.
remember.
I looked up some accommodation for a Saturday coming up, and just to see how much it would cost, because I lived in Berlin, so I didn't actually have to get any accommodation. It's not cheap, it's
Lucky.
not expensive.
Yeah.
Dorms are going to cost you downtown. There's some cheaper dorms outside Berlin. As we said, Berlin's very large, very expansive. So you got to pick your spots carefully, which areas you want to stay. I'll try to give you some advice for some good areas that I enjoyed when I lived there. Downtown Berlin is going to cost you between $18 to $20 to get a dorm. So sleep in a hostel.
Sure.
Mhm.
To get your own room, you're going to look at $50 plus per night. This is on a Saturday night. Europe, I found, they don't seem to do it here in India where I'm at the moment, but Saturday nights, a lot of places around the world, they jack up the prices, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah.
So this may be, I didn't look during the week, maybe it's cheaper during the week. So, it's, it's probably what I would expect. Maybe I'm used to India cheap prices at the moment, but yeah.
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 It
The
might
world's
be.
gonna be rocked once you leave. Like, what? You gotta try to haggle for
And
things now.
quick
Mm.
German knowledge. Do you know what hello is in German?
It's just
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
Is
What
just
is it?
hello?
Isn't it?
Is it
No,
just
guten
hello?
Tag.
Oh, I thought it was good. Yeah, all right. Yeah, sure.
Guten Tag.
Guten Tag.
All right. Guten
All
Tag.
right.
And what's thank you? Do you know thank you?
Dankeschön.
Yeah,
Mhm.
good job. And do you know what?
Dankeschön.
Do you know what
Sorry.
your welcome is?
I have no
I
idea.
don't know.
Bitteschön.
Oh, it's okay. Yeah,
Bitteschön.
I've heard that before. Yeah,
Mm.
bitteschön. Yeah.
But you got to be careful. I think schön and schon is like beautiful. So schön and schon. So maybe
Oh,
I
Oh,
should leave
that's
that
a
to the
beautiful
German
mistake then.
expert.
it's a beautiful mistake.
Mhm.
What about food,
Mhm.
boys? Is there any food you want to try when you go to Germany?
Wiener Schnitzels. I just like saying that word. I like saying Wiener Schnitzels. That's the only thing I know. I don't really know any of their delicacies. I'm ignorant when it comes to that.
What about you, Hockton?
Mm. I think that the German sausage will be great. The Braust they're calling. I don't.
Yeah.
My pronunciation will not be great though.
Yeah.
I think
know what
the
you're saying.
other famous one is sauerkrauten. Have you tried sauerkrauten with on your sausages? Maybe you've gone to a Oktoberfest in your own countries. Have you tried sauerkraut?
I'm pretty sure I have. It rings a bell. I'm sure it's pretty
Yeah,
common.
it's like cabbage kimchi kind of style
Yeah.
Mhm.
in Korea.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Mm.
One German, actually, I think it's the German family, the father that when I was there, he said Germany's good at three things: beer, and they all start with B. Beer, bread, bratwurst. So the sausages, beer, bread, bratwurst, and they're also
Mm.
as a budget traveler, they're also the cheapest things you can buy in Germany. Beer, bread, and bratwurst, and the bread is very good. I'll talk about that in a little moment. With the bratwurst, the really nice one is they do curry bratwurst. So put a bit of curry powder on top of the hot dog, and then they can add some French fries and stuff. That's really good. Also, they got a big Turkish influence in Germany. So you got your doner kebabs, your durum kebabs. You know that you boys know that's my favorite food. So
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
damn,
that's true. Yeah.
damn kebabs.
So you got your doner kebabs, and then you got your durum kebabs. So that's very common too, and I love it. Very delicious, especially after a few beers.
Sure.
I enjoy them. And then the beers, boys. Have you tried many German beers?
That's like they say they're like German, but they're probably just like brewed locally. But I would
Yeah.
love to have like an authentic Das Boot kind of beer. Straight up,
Das
like
Bier
big
Boot.
ass glass boot, like
Yeah.
Das Boot. And just try to maybe get like 25% of it, or
Yeah.
knocks in my ass. Because I hear it's like pretty strong stuff, isn't it? It's like really heavy.
Oh, no, some of them are. But no, you can get really strong ones, really strong ones, yeah. But the normal, you get your lagers too, and your Pilsen. Sorry, excuse me. But the thing with the German beer is, if it's a German beer, has to follow a rule. It has to only have 3 ingredients in it to be considered a proper German beer. I didn't write down what those ingredients were, but
Oh, I was like, damn.
I think it's
Tune
Bailey
in next
hops.
week. Further reveal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. People
But
guessing.
the beer is delicious, and you can get them everywhere. You can get beer everywhere, supermarkets, the pubs, and it's in the supermarkets. It's not that expensive actually, so that's why, as a budget traveler, it was very good. We'll talk a bit more food and beer later because I'm going to talk about some beer gardens later. But what about any places you want to see or go?
Hector, you have a list, right? A couple things. You're more
Yeah.
knowledgeable than I am about this stuff. Go ahead, shoot.
I mean, like we've been discussed this that when we go to another places, then me and Giovanni really wanted to go see a museum of the city,
Yes.
and
true.
I was looking for their finest museum, and
Mhm.
that museum called Museum Zinzel. Museum Zinzel.
Yeah.
It's
Zinfandel?
called
Like the wine?
yeah.
Oh, I'm thinking
I
Zinfandel.
don't
Sorry.
know.
I know. Sorry.
Yeah, it's near to the Shupre River, and then it is made in like late 1700 or
Oh,
early 1800, and then they got like UNESCO
a UNESCO
nominated
World
to
Heritage.
yeah,
Nice.
World
Congrats.
Heritage. Like they have like four different sections per each of their collections. Well, one is the
Yes.
like old architecture, and the other is like Greek culture, and then the other is the paintings, and then other is
Okay.
sculptures. Then
Nice.
I went into their homepage, and then they recommend to spend whole 2 days to roam around
Wow.
to enjoy the museum. So
Oh,
that'll be my best 2 days if I
that's a
spend it
lot of
in the
days.
Berlin. Yeah.
I got lost in the Louvre for like an hour, and I was like, never again. I had to go to like the Amazing type of museum. So I'll give like an hour at best, at least, each little exhibit before I get
Hmm,
claustrophobic. That's huge. That's large. 2 days to cover it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Any other places, Sochin?
Well, I really wanted to go to that that there have a like little snack place. They're like kind of invented the currywurst.
Yep.
Yeah, they're like they are the original, and then they only have that original recipe for the sauce. And I
We'll have
really
to
wanted to
choose
go
if I
there.
went there.
Okay.
I wonder which
Yeah.
one it is. All right. So with there's also you got the Brandenburg Gate, the very famous gate that goes into Old Town Berlin, where all
Yeah.
actually a lot of the embassies are. Actually, when I went there, 2009, I think it must have been the 30th year anniversary of the wall coming down. When what's his name from Baywatch? The Hoff was doing his
Oh,
singing.
yeah. I was like, what is that called? Yeah. What's his name? What is his name?
Hoffman? No, Hoff.
I know,
Hoffman?
right?
David Hasselhoff.
David
Hasselhoff.
Hasselhoff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hasselhoff. Yeah.
So
Tip of the
I was
tongue.
there
It's like,
for I think it was the 30th anniversary, and we had a good old time. I went to when I was there as an au pair, did 3 months as I went to a language school to learn German. It was very terrible, but I tried my best. But the best thing was making friends and stuff. And we went to that party. That was a good party. This big robot doll. I'll try to send. I think Hoch is going to edit this. I'll send him some photos of this robot doll that was walking through, and yeah. So the Brandenburg Gate. Also, Germany have a lot of good music festivals, and I saw Kings of Leon in Germany.
Mm.
So look out for the music. They have a pretty good music scene in Berlin. Whether it's just in bars or pubs or festivals, they have a lot of music festivals. I
well, let me ask
assume
you
they started.
this really
Yeah.
quick, since we were talking about the wall coming down and stuff 2 decades before. Was there like a different kind of mentality between East and West, or that kind of just disappear over time? Because obviously it was divided, since 45 after the war, right? Russia took over the East Berlin, and after it came down, was there still kind of a, you know how like in Ho Chi Minh and Hanoi is kind of like different, like completely different, even though it's like one united place, but you
Yeah.
still feel like the influence on each side. Did you still kind of feel that in Berlin, or is it kind of
I
just like,
wouldn't. I couldn't
it's
say. I couldn't tell you the
Alright.
answer to that. No, I didn't feel it.
Okay.
Actually, where I stayed in the Berlin Wall went straight past. I'll send you on a photo that's really interesting of the wall that went straight past the house. I lived with this family and they had a lot of money and this mansion in
Good
the
for them.
outskirts of Berlin.
Mhm.
But no, I couldn't tell you the difference. So I wouldn't. Someone
Mm.
would have to. You probably have to go around on tour guide and they can point out all the differences. You can see parts of the Berlin Wall still. There are parts still there. A lot of them sorry guys, got a noisy bike outside, but I got graffiti, but good graffiti art. They make it sort of piece stuff, and
Yeah.
so you can still see the Berlin Wall. And they also have the what's it called, like the American hut, where you can get a stamp, like the border crossing sort of hut, where you can get it. Actually, I think you used to be able to get a stamp in your passport,
Mm.
so you cross the.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't know if they
sure.
still do that. I should have
Oh,
researched
okay.
that.
That's pretty
Uh,
sweet. Nice
yeah,
little souvenir. Yeah.
yeah.
Mm.
Another area is called the Alexanderplatz. Alexanderplatz, we really enjoyed that. It's got some good grasslands to have a picnic. You got a bit of a tower. Tower. That's a good place to hang out to, Alexanderplatz. And then we like our beer gardens, yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes, we do.
Germany is the place for beer gardens. And then there's a lot of canals in Germany, and you can have a beer along the canals.
Oh, I
Some
didn't know
good
that.
areas I
Mm.
found. The one's called Mitt, Mitte. But the one I really liked was it's called Flutgarben. Flutgarben.
Oh, I like the accent.
Very
Very
old
authentic.
school.
Yeah,
wood
very authentic.
pubs,
Mm-hmm.
wood pubs
Yeah.
along this Flutgaben. And then there's one particular place called Bad Shift and Arena. So it's just a beach onto the water, and they got a pub and stuff like this. Awesome times. Awesome times. I love those areas. Have a good drink. If you're on a budget, a drink from the supermarkets first. You can just drink in the streets. Get yourself liquored up, and then go in and sit on one beer. That's what I used to have to do because it's a bit more expensive inside these places.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What about
What's
you guys?
what's the climate like? When's like the best time to go? Is it kind of like this? I'm trying to think geographically where it's located. I'm pretty sure it's like central of Europe. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
But
so like
it's
sometimes
right
gets
there.
hot, but
Yeah.
not Korean or Australian hot. Like it's still warm, but you get the breezes and stuff like that. Winter, I stayed there until October, and we did get a bit of snow at the end of October, but that's rare, I believe. November, December, it does get cold. I haven't experienced it. I don't think it's as cold as Chicago or something like that, but it would get chilly. But overall, like this, obviously, like everywhere, spring and fall is the best seasons. You get the trees changing colors as well. So you do get some great, beautiful seasons in Berlin. I do remember that. That was really nice. Also, with that, like the Germans are very athletic and very sporty. So there's a lot of running tracks. The bikeways, I should mention, like I used to ride my bike to the subway. You got to be careful and lock your bikes. Definitely lock your bike. But there's a lot of bikeways everywhere. And don't walk on the bikeways. They get so angry if you walk on the bikeways. Unlike in Korea, if you walk on the bikeway, they'll give you a good old spray. And
Nice.
so,
Yeah.
Especially if it's in German. It's like, whoa, take it easy. Yeah.
yeah, a lot of running tracks, a lot of bike races, a lot of parks. So good place to exercise and build up your stamina. And they love this soccer, tennis. So it's a good place to exercise. That's
Nice.
another thing to go into. They got the sporting teams. The Berlin, they've never been that good. The 1 year I was there, they were good, but Berlin, what's it called? Hertha Berlin. They play at this Olympic Stadium. So if you want to check out the Olympic Stadium and watch an event, the soccer team plays there. But there's actually another team which were just up and coming when I was getting there, Union Berlin. They used to be more fun to go and watch because they were in the lower grades. But now they're doing better. They're in the top grade. So Berlin's got two teams, I believe, in the top grade. So if you want to check out some soccer or football, you can do that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And then some locations to go from Berlin, you can go to Munich. We also went down to the wine district. There is a wine district in Germany. So there's good road trips to do from Berlin. Obviously, you also got the Berlin main highway, which no speed limit. Used to be
The
like that. I don't know if
Autobahn,
it's
Oh,
still
yeah.
like that.
That's
Yeah,
what
The
it's called?
Autobahn.
Autobahn?
Yeah.
Ooh,
so just get in the car and
dangerous.
go.
That's dangerous.
Yeah, and like the buses, the trains go all night. I remember a few times having some of those beers. I'd catch the train, and unfortunately, my train stopped outside Berlin was probably 15, 20 minutes. It was right in the middle of I guess the line. So often I'd wake up and I'll be at the end of the line, or sometimes I'll wake up and I've gone all the way out to the end and come back and I'm back where I started. So that was very common, actually, very common. And then I would have to ride my bike home with the weather. You talked about the weather. It rained quite a lot. I do remember it raining quite a lot. And I'd ride home in the rain, eating a kebab. I smacked into a tree once. So be careful with the alcohol.
Wow.
Especially also got the home of the what's the green liquor called that's banned in America?
Absinthe?
Absinthe,
we
yeah.
got absinthe. Very common too.
Wow.
All
Jägermeister.
Hallucinogen in it?
German.
Oh, God, gross.
Jägermeister.
Yeah. Right? Oh, it's harsh. That's a harsh drink.
Yeah. Anything else, boys? Obviously, we talked about the Jew Museum. We got the museum. Then you also got monument towards the death of the Jews. It's called many museums. Actually, I think Germany. I read somewhere if you go a museum in Germany, you got every rainy day of the year covered. So there's so many museums. So if it is raining, there are a ton of museums to go to. Yeah. Anything else, boys, about Berlin that you know or want to know?
No, I'm saying as far as like a tourist perspective, but go ahead and ask your question first.
Oh yeah. As a tourist perspective, like how the public transportation is it very like utilized to go around, or you should use a taxi to go to a point to point?
Definitely bus. Well, if like me, bus and train. What I do remember, actually, I forgot. You got the U-Bahn and the S-Bahn. I think the U-Bahn's more underground, the S-Bahn's more street level. What I do remember is people undercover clothes like this. I think they get commission, but if you don't have a ticket, they'll come in and fine you. Like they just go around and show their pass, and if you don't have a ticket, they'll get you. So just make sure you do pay for the train ticket. Because I think I remember that I used to get a monthly pass, but I've probably got a weekly pass and all that. I don't think it's very expensive, like not outrageously expensive, 30, 40 euros for the month. So I don't know how much it would be for a week. But yeah, definitely be careful with definitely get a ticket going on to the transport, because there's a lot of these undercover people, plainclothes people that are trying to get you.
They're gonna get you all right.
I never caught taxis. I could never afford taxis, so I'm not sure about taxis. And I mainly caught the U-Bahn or the U-Bahn or the S-Bahn. Buses, I don't remember catching many buses. But the trains go everywhere. You look on the map and there's a U or S everywhere, so you can catch a train everywhere. You might require a lot of transfers, like they do go a bit like London or something. There's just lines everywhere. Well, like Seoul too. Might require a few transfers, but you can get nearly everywhere by train. Yeah.
Well, I was actually looking up, maybe you know this already, but I was looking up to see if there was a system, how it's implemented in Korea, how we have like the T-money you can use for like taxis and buses and transportation. I don't know if it's the same thing over there, but I did a quick little research at introducingberlin.com, and I found it actually offer Berlin like tourist passes. Like there's 3 different types. There's the museum pass, right? It's the museum pass Berlin. and it covers like up to like 30 museums, like free entrance if you get one of those. And then
Yeah.
there was the Berlin Welcome Card, and it offers like unlimited journeys, since we were talking about round trips, unlimited journeys for the
Yeah.
transportation system, assuming it's still equivalent to like the T-Money card. And you could save up
Yeah.
to like 50% off on top of that at certain attractions around the city.
Yeah.
And one more was the Berlin Pass. And it
Ah.
offers entrance to over like 60 attractions and museums in the capital.
Yeah.
Germany.
Well,
Pretty
I
cool.
remember the train
They're
system
fun.
being very nice. Obviously, I paid monthly, so I don't know how much was per trip, but yeah, they sound good. If you, especially if the weather's not great, you're just gonna smash train everywhere. Just catch the train everywhere. There's a station everywhere, so it's very easy. It's just like Seoul. There's a station
Yeah.
everywhere. Yeah.
It's like most of those places are just walkable anyway, so.
Yeah.
But biking's always the best way. I like that. It's good for your health too.
Yeah. Just be careful. Yeah. Definitely lock your bike up. Trust me.
But it's relatively safe though, is it not? You don't have to worry about like
Yeah, it's
pickpocketing or
totally
anything.
safe,
Yeah.
but there's people that like
Really?
bikes big business over there, so people go around stealing unlocked bikes and reselling them and stuff like that. So definitely lock your bike up. Yeah, it's big business. You like the bike bays are massive, massive bike bays. So you got to remember where you parked your bike and locked your bike. You got to make sure you lock it properly. I've seen people didn't lock it properly, and so their front tire's still there, but the rest of the bike's gone. So you got to make sure you lock it properly. Yeah.
Damn, did them dirty.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
I also remember coming from here. It's very clean country, very yeah, I really enjoyed it. I think it's a really lovely country actually, and especially Berlin. Some people can be a bit short with you. I think like the German attitude, like they are very nice people, but if you're too slow or they're very efficient and very on time. So if you
My
had
kind of people.
meetings or if you're going for a tour or something like that, I can imagine they're going to leave on time. They're very efficient people. Yeah.
Very punctual. I like that.
Punctual. That's the word I'll probably look
Right.
for. Punctual. Yeah, yeah.
It's like in Spain. It's like, all right,
Always
dinner's at
started on
7, but they
time.
get to your place at 9 o'clock. It's like, what are you doing? It's like, that
I
was 2
remember
hours
actually
ago.
at language school, if you were 10 minutes late, she wouldn't let you in. So,
Really?
yeah. So, yeah, they're very
That's
punctual.
how you do it. I'm very punctual.
Just one
Extremely
last thing, a
punctual.
bit of stories. If you're on a budget and you're drinking these supermarket beers, if you go into this, they're very clean and recyclable. They love their recycling. If you take the beer bottles back, so a beer might cost 60, 70 cents, European cents. And
Really?
you take the beer back and you cash in the glass. The glass was worth about 8 cents. So if you drink 3 or 4 beers, you almost paid half a beer.
That's
Fun
interesting.
times.
So you
Berlin's
if you
just be collecting
return,
bottles everywhere. Give me
yeah,
bags.
yeah, if you find some bottles, just take them back and cash them in.
I've got 2 kids. I need the money. Yeah. I can barely afford this trip.
Yeah. So
how about the what do I say the security of the security or the vibe of the people? I mean, like, yes, I know they're a punctual person, but sometimes I heard like there are like some robbery happening in Berlin. And
maybe
then,
I don't know. Like I wouldn't think it'd be any worse than any Seoul or maybe I don't know about Seoul. There are a lot of low class areas, so I'm not sure
Right.
what's like there. But yeah, like anyway, you got to be careful, especially if you're a tourist and you look touristy, then you pickpockets and stuff like that. It is a lot of tourists go there, so I'm sure there are pickpockets. But like I said, I used to fall asleep on the train and nothing would be taken from me. So I got away pretty good. Doesn't mean everyone will get away okay, but I definitely wouldn't say it's a dangerous. I never experienced danger there. But obviously you got to be careful of some areas, of course. Yeah.
Good to know.
Yeah. All right, boys. This is Berlin. I totally recommend it. I reckon you boys, I would love for us to go there one day and have a drink there. It is a great city, a lot of places to see. It is very expansive, so depends what you want to do. Like I know a lot of tours go there and they just do 1 day or 2 days. But if you want to really feel the vibe of Berlin and different areas of Berlin, because there's the artsy area. There's the canal areas that I told you about. There's the downtown areas. There's the like Turkish area. There are a lot of different areas in Berlin. So if you want to really experience Berlin, you could spend a week there easy and just go to the different areas. But I really enjoyed it. I reckon it was a great time. But I love Europe. So Europe, it's a very European city. So I really enjoyed it.
Mm.
So I hope you guys enjoyed this travel guide, accommodation, sites, food, beer. That's what you can expect in Berlin. Thank you, boys.
Dankeschön.
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 And follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Linktree. We've got a travel guide playlist on our YouTube. So if you're just interested in the travel guides, just watch them. Our boy Hokjun will get this one out soon. Well, you'll see when it's out. And we'll see you next time.
All right. See you next time. Thank you all for listening. Take care. Bye, everybody.